Tombstone Territorial Park is a territorial park in the Yukon, one of 3 territories in Canada. It is located in central Yukon, near the southern end of the Dempster Highway, stretching from the 50.5 to the 115.0 kilometer marker. The park protects over 2,100 square kilometers of rugged peaks, permafrost landforms and wildlife, including sections of the Blackstone Uplands and the Ogilvie Mountains. The park is named for Tombstone Mountain's resemblance to a grave marker. The area is geologically unique and ecologically diverse. It is bisected by the divide separating waters flowing into the Yukon River and eventually the Bering Sea from those flowing into the Mackenzie River and eventually the Beaufort Sea. The divide is part of an igneous belt of granitic and syenitic rock, known as the Cretaceous Tombstone Suite, that stretches from Fairbanks, Alaska, to the Ross River. Multiple glaciations intruded into the region from the east, separating it from areas to the north and west, known as Burinia, that were not glaciated, and creating a pocket of rugged terrain. North of the divide, the margins of prior glaciations give way to much gentler permafrost landforms that escaped glaciation, with ice margin formations such as bingos, moraines, ice wedge, polygons, and frost mounds. The park protects diverse flora and fauna, including 5 big game species: tall sheep, 2 species of caribou, moose, black bears, grizzly bears, and numerous smaller mammals. The park is also a birder's delight, with about 150 bird species having been identified. Conservation efforts began in 1972 when scientists identified 2 sensitive sites. 2 years later, Canada's Department of Indian and Northern Affairs identified an area to be protected from development, in light of the building of the Dempster Highway, to protect the views of Tombstone Mountain. By 2000 the park was created, a legacy of the land settlement agreement with the Tundra First Nation, with a mandate to preserve and enhance its physical, biological, archaeological and cultural values. The park is jointly administered by the territorial government and the Tundra First Nation. Notable features are Mount Monolith, Tombstone Mountain, and Glissard Pass. The scenic attractiveness of the park, in particular, has attracted growing numbers of visitors from all parts of the world, with tourism operators now offering excursions through and into the park. Numerous hiking trails intrude into the park from the Dempster Corridor, a 1-kilometer strip alongside the highway exempt from the park. Along this strip is an interpretive center, open in summer, which provides visitors with necessary resources for accessing the backcountry and interpretive programs for understanding it, as well as several car camping sites. There are 3 designated backcountry campgrounds: Grizzly, Divide, and Taylor's Lakes. The park's most imposing feature, Mount Tombstone, was first climbed by Martin Williams, Jörg Hofer, and Liz Hofer on June 21, 1973. Getting there. Start your visit at the Tombstone Interpretive Center at kilometer 71.5 on the Dempster Highway. Expect to drive 1.5 hours from Dawson City, 7 hours from Whitehorse and 12 hours from Inuvik, NWT. The nearest gas, food and lodging are in Dawson City and Eagle Plains 369 kilometers further north. Make sure you have plenty of food, gas and a couple of spare tires. Download the Dempster Highway Travelog or pick up a copy at any visitor information center. There is no cell service in the park. Facilities. There are plenty of things to do and see for all ages, abilities and interests in Tombstone Territorial Park. It's a popular destination for hiking, car camping, backcountry camping, Wildlife viewing and winter recreation. Interpretive Center. The Tombstone Interpretive Center is open mid-May until mid-September. Facilities include wheelchair-accessible toilets, a gift shop and outdoor information boards about trail conditions, bear safety, wildlife sightings and more. You can also attend an interpretive guided hike or campfire program to further experience the cultural and natural history of the park. This is also where you can purchase maps, fishing licenses and backcountry camping permits. Road-accessible campgrounds. Tombstone Mountain is the only road-accessible campground in the park. Campsites are available on a first-come, first-served basis and self-registration is on site. Backcountry camping. All wilderness backcountry camping in the park requires registration at the Tombstone Interpretive Center, where you will pick up your backcountry camping permit. There are 3 backcountry campgrounds at Grizzly, Talus and Divide Lakes. The backcountry campgrounds require online reservations and a camping permit. Other facilities. See Hike and Camp at Tombstone Territorial Park for more information about facilities, recreational activities and how to reserve backcountry campgrounds. Permits. See Park Permits for information on activities requiring a permit and to submit your application. About Tombstone Territorial Park's 2,200 square kilometers protect a unique wilderness of rugged peaks, permafrost landforms and abundant wildlife, all reflected in a rich First Nations culture. The area's hand-named Chilchanan means ragged mountain land. The park is a legacy of the Tundra land claim agreement and lies within their traditional territory. The Deepster